Welcome. My name is Steve Mercer, and I'd like to provide a short summary of changes to the PMBOK 8th edition, Project Management Body of Knowledge. That's me. I've spent 17 years in financial services, another 25 doing process and project management consulting, and the last 7+ years I've taught certification courses. And I've had a number of other certifications over the years, so the bottom line of that is that I've been around the block a few times. Now let's get to the important part. Here's a quick overview of the 8th edition. Section 1 is like the previous one. There's a standard for project management. Section 2 is the guide to the project management body of knowledge. Section 3 is devoted to tailoring. Section 4 provides inputs and outputs. Section 5 shows tools and techniques. And then there are several appendices. The important one is the third one. This is a brand new appendix dealing with artificial intelligence. Now, to understand the 8th edition changes, it helps to go back a little bit to the past. Changes from the 6th to the 7th edition. They eliminated the process groups, namely initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing, and they replaced it with 12 principles and 8 performance domains. However, there was some overlap in the 7th edition. For example, the team was a principle and a performance domain. Stakeholder was a principle and a performance domain, and also risk and uncertainty were overlaps. This caused a little bit of confusion for students. In the 7th edition, called out 12 principles, as you see here in the list. The 8th edition has changed those completely. Now, they are adopt a holistic view, embed quality into processes and deliverables, be an accountable leader, build an empowered culture, focus on value, and integrate sustainability within all project areas. So you can see the principles have been completely overhauled. The 7th edition performance domains, in the case those of you who are familiar know that those are the 8 performance domains. The 8th edition performance domains have changed. Now they are governance, scope, schedule, finance, stakeholders, resources, and risk. Now here is some rationale as to why these principles are organized the way they are. There are 3 main sets. Okay, proactive, ownership, and value-driven. So they've organized these principles in these sections per the new PMI mindset. And then the performance domains are listed in the PMBOK according to this illustration you see here. Then this slide provides a relationship between the principles and performance domains. So at the center you see proactive, ownership, and value-driven. And then you see the principles in the next level up. And then you see the performance domains around the outside. So this is how it's illustrated in the 8th edition. Now, one question we asked was what happened to those process groups, namely initiate, plan, execute, monitor, and close. Well, they have reintroduced these, and they've now titled them as focus areas. Then this shows how they relate to the performance domains. Now, there are some changes in the exam. Okay, the new exam is now 185 questions instead of 180. You get an additional 10 minutes. Instead of 230, it's 240 minutes. And you only get 2 5-minute breaks. You get one after the case study section, and then the second one is at midpoint of the independent questions. And percentage by domain has changed significantly. The old one, people was 42%, process was 50%, the business was 8%. Now, the new edition is 33% people, 41% process, and 26% business. And then as far as the main approaches, the old one was about 50-50 between adaptive and predictive. Now, the adaptive hybrid is 60%, predictive is 40%. And there are 2 new sections in the new test. There's a case study section and a set of graphic-based questions. The rest of them are very similar to the 7th edition. So this is just a brief summary of the changes in the 8th edition. You can email me or contact me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.